What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again, always with another one. And yes, indeed, it is another one. So we had Alex Wagner sit down with, you know, uh, some black women and things like that. And they had some things they had to say about the situation with Kamala. And yes, it's it's going to shock you guys. So you might as well buckle your seat because this is going to get a little interesting here. So yeah, we're going to dive off into this quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
What are your feelings? And let me start with the women here about Kamala Harris.
She's a woman of color. I'm not putting her down because of that, and I'm not putting her down because she's a woman. I'm not a feminist, so I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, I don't think that she has the personality. I don't think that she has what it takes to go up against Putin and go up against these other presidents that are built for this. I don't want to be scared because my president is scared. I want my president to feel secure and manly and about it.
We brought up gender, right? Like, do you think it matters that she's a woman and people aren't comfortable having a woman in a top leadership role?
No, I don't think that, because most men, they love their mothers, they love their wives. So as a woman, most men, they respect the woman, but she just don't have the qualification or the education to really run America because she don't have the experience.
Hey, listen, look, we all know the truth out here. Seriously, we all know the truth. Just taking it back, the first lady that spoke said everything that needed to be said in real time. She don't want that woman to get out there and get against all those and go against all those other men or those other cultures and things like that that are going to be basically they're not going to give her that respect that they would a man. And we could sit over here, well, that's misogyny and that's this and that. We could throw around all these word salad names and phrases and all that shit all we want to. But when push comes to shove and it's time to go meet with Putin, North Korea, and all these other places, things like that, she already got shot down in Africa when she went over there with that bullshit out there.
So what the French toast is there to think
I think she went to Kenya, something like that. Don't quote me. But I know she did take a trip over to Africa with that liberal crap. And they shot her down with that stuff. It's like, no, get out of our country. You're American. You leave. Leave now. Right now. It's crazy. But we know it's the truth. Women know it's the truth too, but they don't want to, they don't want to go too far outside the sister code. Let's just keep it real.
You don't understand our struggles. And for me to believe you for another 4 years, you're crazy.
Right.
Like, you're crazy. You're saying the same thing that you said 4 years ago.
So the fact that she's the vice president
That's
to
just
you
the
is
bottom line.
You're like, you've been here, you've had a chance.
Yes.
Well, for me, the very first time I ever heard the name Kamala Harris, it was in association to locking up parents for a truancy. That was the first time I ever heard of her name. And I really didn't understand how this person claims to be a Black woman, but yet she's locking up Black women and Black men and separating families.
This is a thing that is, Trump talks about this.
Because she's not a Black woman. And like I've said before, I find it very disrespectful that she would disrespect her own race to not even just deny, but at the same time though too, try to turn herself into a whole nother race. It's sickening out here. This is sickening. The level of pandering is sickening out here, and it's disrespectful. And but anyway though, yeah, she gave all them Pacific Islanders all that money. Those I think it's 26 billion or some shit like that. So they ain't giving a fuck out here. She already did what she need to do for them.
A lot. He says, Kamala Harris became Black when it was convenient.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about, do you agree with him on that? Do you feel like she's wearing her Blackness?
Absolutely. When she sworn into the Senate, it was as the first Indian American.
Thank you.
Which is, it's fine. We don't care.
We all know she's not black. Let's understand that. We are all clear of that. But my point of view, like I told you earlier, she's already been there. She's in office right now.
Now, to be clear, the voters I spoke with here are not representative of black voters in Philadelphia on whole. Black voters are expected to support Kamala Harris by wide margins this election. The question is how many voters from this blue county can Donald Trump pick off? To that end, I asked these black Republicans about what part of Trump's message is resonating. Are you guys all, do you all know who you're voting for? And You're going to all vote for Trump?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, is there one issue that is the one that...
Okay, they seem pretty young out here. Shout out to the young people.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
Shout out to the young people. Now, yeah, listen, look, I tried hard to find this interview. They scrubbed it off MSNBC's page. Seriously. So, you know, I'm putting in the work here, guys. I try hard to find this video. I'm telling you, they scrubbed it off the damn page on MSNBC. Yeah, let's keep going.
You think just Trump is hands down better on? Is there one issue that's driving your support?
Absolutely. For me, it's immigration. I myself come from an immigrant family. I'm Guatemalan. And for us, like seeing the new immigrants come in, it's just they're more violent. It's more chaos. They do more bad than anything. And we've been here for longer than them. And it's starting to affect us more because like stuff is getting stolen. They're making us look bad as immigrants if we stayed longer than them. And we've been getting more like misrepresentation because of them. What do you think about the suggestion of mass deportation camps? I think it's a little bit iffy. I wouldn't say I would support it full-heartedly, but I do think it's a good idea for the new immigrants coming in because they are the problem.
The part that drives me crazy.
And see, that's the thing that's going to keep happening here. You're going to have the immigrants that came over here legally now, going against this idea of this open border shit. And I don't blame them. You know, it takes time to come over here legally. I think it's what a 2-year process or something like that, maybe a little bit more. You know, they have to live in their country for a second, then come over here and then stay for a second and then go back or something like that. I'm not 100% on that. Don't quote me, but these are just things that, you know, I've heard throughout, you know, the listening and learning about the immigration situation. But yeah, you're going to have, you know, people that have came over here that have come over here the legal way, and they're pissed off. They're just like, what are you doing here? You know, we had to go through all this turmoil and strife to get over here. We finally get over here, and you just gonna open the border and let these dingbats in, and then also on top of that, give these people thousands of dollars to live.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I can understand their madness. I can understand it. Seriously.
About immigration is the fact that I really do feel is that the Democrats is celebrating people breaking the law. Why create the law, create a whole process for immigration for y'all to break it?
Trump says, like, they're coming to take your jobs, black job. How did that resonate with you?
Well, first of all, they are. They're illegal aliens. They are taking jobs that belong to the citizens of this country. It's just the fact that Trump is saying it out loud. That's why the fact that we rally around behind Trump, because at the end of the day, this is the stuff we've been shouting out as a community.
I was born and raised in Haiti.
You're Haitian.
That's correct.
So what do you think of all this talk about Springfield and Haitians eating pets? I mean, does that bother you?
That's a red herrings. Again, that's a red herrings. You guys keep coming with red herrings. I'm talking about the policies.
What do you mean?
Yeah, there is a red herrings.
You didn't say it?
I'm not saying you didn't say it, but it is an issue. I'm talking about the policies that have been put in place. Now we're talking about red herrings, whether it's transgender or it's an eating cat or dogs. It's silly. It's silly.
I agree with the idea of mass deportation largely. You have criminals in this country who are destroying our nation. They're coming in here, getting earmarked bills and policies to open up businesses, get free housing, get easier access than those who are legally immigrated to this country to welfare and other benefits. So, like, as a taxpayer, we have to pay for these guys to have luxuries of life. And
we don't get anything, especially Black Americans who suffer so much in the system under Democrats. We don't get anything. That's insane.
Damn, hey.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
It's a lot of waking up going on out here. But, you know, I thought they were going to have the young people. I thought the young people was going to get on board with the Democrat situation, you know, as far as all the freedoms and all this other stuff that's going on. And, you know, you could, you know, change your life and do everything you want to do. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's good to see some young people are waking up.
Insane. You talked about Springfield, Ohio. And the whole thing with the fluff talk of, oh, grabbing a soundbite about Haitians or whatever is eating cats and dogs. Y'all trying to change the narrative of what he's really talking about. Change the narrative of really what we're talking about and telling us that's what we should be discussing. No, this here, this is what we're discussing. This here, this is America. And this is what America is about and what we're.
Yo. Yep. Shout out to them.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Shout out to those young people. And also shout out to the men and women. Be honest with you, I only saw like a clip of this when she was actually just talking to the women. That's why I titled it the way that I did. I didn't know it was this long because the clips that I did see, it was just her talking to the ladies. But yeah, so we're here now. It is what it is. People are speaking out, Black men and Black women. And yeah, it's down to the wire here. This is very serious and things like that. We can clearly see that not all Black people are on board with the Democratic situation. It's been long enough. You've had 60 years. You've had 60 years to do whatever it is that you know, were supposed to do by the well-being of the African-American experience in this country after slavery and things like that. You had a decent amount of run. I'm sorry that you guys didn't get the 200 and something odd years that LBJ said that you were supposed to get out of us, but that's neither here nor there, okay? So, I mean, it's just the facts out here, man. Shout out to all these people right here for speaking up. You know, mad love to all my brothers and sisters who are, you know, seeing the light out here. And yeah, it is what it is. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to you all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.